Hello, and how are you today? I wanted to thank you for all your support and introduce myself to those who are new to following me. So I'm going a little bit crazy at the moment about the council, and it seems to be quite a national issue here in the UK. The councils are harassing, bullying, extorting and acting very unprofessional with menaces, maliciously, nastily. It is quite shocking what's going on in the UK at the moment. So I have been posting some videos about that, but it's not actually who I am. It's not what I'm going to be putting a huge amount of time in the future. And I don't advise you to do it if you're going to get angry, stressed, or any of those lower emotions. Now, there's a lot of people going, yeah, I'm angry, I'm going to go for it. Do you know, if you anger, guilt, shame, stress, these are low level vibrations that make you mentally and physically unwell. And if you cannot stand up for your rights against people like this in a way that is not going to make you feel sick, then do not do it, okay? Because it's not worth it. Your health and your well-being is the most important thing. For me, the council has cheesed me off enough that I'm willing to do it. But I just wanted to say a huge thank you to everyone who's supported me on every level, and to just introduce myself to all the new followers. So I am an IT project manager and business analyst by trade, and I have worked on the inside with the government in the public sector in different ways over the years, and I won't go into too much detail with it, but one of the reasons I'm really annoyed is because I've worked for pharmaceutical companies, I've worked for the public sector, and I just don't like the way it's all set up. It's absolutely wrong, and I am rooting for a new golden age and a new future. So, for example, last year was the elections where Keir Starmer got elected, and I did not vote for him in July 2024. I voted for somebody else, and it didn't really matter who I voted for. I voted purely out of respect for all the suffragettes, everything they'd done for us, all the women who stood their own ground and did everything to empower us women in the future. But in May 2024, just over 2 months before the elections, we had an internal meeting to prepare all our letterheads and work in order to prepare for when Keir Starmer came into office. And I just sat there incredulous, thinking, we're not even voting for 2 months, and yet we're already preparing for him to come in. So what is the point of voting? Because it's already a done deal, right? And that was my absolute proof. So we were already preparing for him to take over office in May. It was all a facade with what happened in July. It didn't actually matter what any of us did because it was all decided in May, and it sickened me, So I'm a science fiction writer. I write under R.E. Lewin. The Children of Pisces is a post-pandemic biological virus weapon released on Earth, blah, blah, blah. It is science fiction, but there are elements of truth throughout it if you are a awakened wonder. And this is my passion, is writing. I do it on the side of my IT consultation career, and I do love what I do, but I'm just struggling to fit it all in. Now, the reason I'm having wars with the council is because I actually got very unwell recently. Perimenopause hit me really hard, caused a lot of issues, and I'm going to do a series of videos to show you how the world can be and how I live and how I think. But basically, I got unwell. Universal Credit gave me a poxy amount of money each month, and they didn't even pay me for 4 or 5 months because they technically couldn't figure out how to pay me. And what they paid me didn't even cover my mortgage or my food bill, let alone 2 or more bills. And it wasn't actually much more than what the council was asking for. So considering I was a single mum with twins, I actually didn't get much money off Universal Credit. So I don't understand all these figures going around where people get 2,000, 3,000 a month in Universal Credits, because what they've given me is not even covered our food for the month. So I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes and Cushing's disease. I couldn't work. I was really unwell, really struggling. And I wasn't even diagnosed in time, and part of that's my own fault. I'm terrible for going to the doctor because I'm always too busy and just push on, carry on. And so I fell behind with some of my bills. And I have always been a high earner, paid my taxes. Life got a little bit harder when my husband had an affair and left when the twins were 1, because then I was suddenly not two high earning people with twins, but a single mom on income support way back then. And yeah, I got my first taste of hardship. Now, I grew up in a working class family. I come from a generation of Peaky Blinders. So I do have a different view of the world. We always say that the police should be here serving us, but in the Peaky Blinder world of the early 1800s, we all knew that the police were set up in order to protect the upper classes from the Peaky Blinders and the common working folk like my family. And so I don't see the police as here to serve us. They're here to keep us in our place. That's how I view it anyway. And that's what we see at the moment, like especially when they start attending bailiffs, that they have no right or jurisdiction to attend. There's no criminal offence. Why treat people like criminals? But I'm probably going to get locked up for a social media post any day now, because I just don't give a rotten monkeys. I've had enough of this flipping country, and I'm finding it very hard to contain my tongue, shall we say. So I love my writing, and I have worked, as I said, on the inside and for pharmaceuticals, and I know stuff that I'm very happy with. So this book is the 3rd book in the series, and it is about anacondas eating and regurgitating aliens in Peru. Now, my daughter has narrated the books. My son has edited some of the books with fight scenes to make the human boy more of a hero, and he also does some of my digital marketing and editing and things like that. So I love what I do. I do get called crazy, and I just wanted to let you know a little bit about me, that I'm not just this angry council person, council fighting warrior woman person. I am very much into my spirituality. I'm on a Rose Priestess course. I love what I do. I have got to the point in my life where I'm really happy with who I am. And my message to you and all the people asking me for advice, I can't give you advice because I don't know enough. I'm just fighting the council because they have really cheesed me off and they're overcharging me, and you know, I'm just not having it. And I may even do a direct debit reclaim just to cheese them off even more. And I'm looking at suing them because they deserve it. And everyone keeps saying, what do I do? How do I do it? I'm not knowledgeable enough to let you know. And I have put some videos up sharing my experience as I go through it. But what I would say is, do not put your well-being at risk, and don't do it if you are threatened. But you know, it's not a criminal offence. It's not a CCJ. The bailiffs are not allowed to break in, but they will be cheeky and push their way in. So just talk to them from the top window, ask for an invoice, things like that. Fear is the biggest problem. I keep saying this, and in my books, I'm going to read out the blurb on book 4, which is the one that comes after the anacondas in Peru. These books I wrote several years ago. I wrote the first book when I was pregnant with my twin son and daughter, and the rest of them before they went back to school when they were 4. So there's 5 in the series. I'm working on book 5, and I wanted it to be gender and age neutral for the whole family to enjoy together, like Star Wars, Hunger Games, Star Trek, Matrix, Harry Potter, all these things. Doesn't matter what age you are, mothers, daughters, children can enjoy it together. So when it comes to the council and my writing and everything, I'm really strong on mental well-being. You know, our mental health is crucial. And I'm so fed up of this country, especially the UK governments and councils, pushing us down and treading over us, treating us like modern day slaves. And it's not right. This is not good, what is going on in this country. It's not what I voted for. There's no freedom of speech. You have to be really careful what you say, and that is disgraceful, because we are all allowed to say something. And also, you know, you've got moms being locked up in jail for saying something on social media, and yet you can have a politician say something far worse and they can get away with it. So it really is wrong what's going on, isn't it? So